next 10 days looks to be above average. Average is now 51. So knowing that, you'd think we'd be somewhat close to a record, right? Not exactly. We're close, but really not. Thursday's high of 73, shy of your record of 79, set back in only 2007. Friday would be our closest. We sit just 5 degrees off. Record is 80, set back in 1990, and then Saturday's record's 82, outside of that 74. We may not be making our way into the record books, but we are looking at the warmest of the year thus far. Right now, 70 is our peak point. That was the beginning of February, that rare 70-degree day at the beginning of February. We have, as of now, only seen 67 degrees in March. So we will see surpassing numbers as early as tomorrow, but 70s again starting on Wednesday. Can we actually enjoy it? You can see, yes, we've got quieter weather here in place. We typically get whipping winds and showers and thunderstorms right as we get that peak heat. We do not have any true weather interrupting the better temperatures until Saturday. Saturday's when showers and thunderstorms are likely. So the jet stream right now is in a perfect placement to just funnel in milder air. But as it shifts back to a more typical pattern, we've got showers and storms returning late week. We've got some fronts around us, but I think we stay quiet for the most part until that Saturday time frame. There's the shower and thunderstorm activity. We're going to go through 2 bigger rounds. I think the second round is when some of the heavier rain's going to come on through. Maybe some thunderstorms for us as well, especially with some heavier rain predicted. But I'd say about 1 to 2 inches. Higher amounts remain just down to the south of us. So enjoy this week before we see that rain and storm chance this weekend as we go from the 60s into the 70s with lots of sun. Another look is coming up.
Think it's too expensive to hire a lawyer after a car accident? Here's a fact. You pay nothing up front for our services, nothing. We simply don't get paid until you do. Get the facts and the help you need after an accident. Call Young, Reverman, and Bolliton.
Is your furnace struggling to keep up? Let Help Home Services give you a quote on a new system. You'll be amazed at how much easier it is to keep your home warm and comfortable, and how much lower your energy bills will be. Our quotes are always free, and your system can be installed the very next day. Right now, we're offering up to $3,500 off any new system. Stop putting it off. You need a new furnace. Call Help Home Services today.
The insurance company only knows me by this claim number. Well, insurance company, I'm Max, and that minor accident kept me out of work for over a month. Nice to meet you.
Never trust the insurance company. Call Young, Reverman, and Bolliton.
ARC Cincinnati, coming up next on Star 64. Steve Wilkos, today at 4 on Star 64.
Happy Monday morning to you. I'm Jen Dalton.
And I'm meteorologist Tara Blake. Bob will be back tomorrow. Thank you for springing forward with us this morning, as long as your clock says that it's 8 o'clock.
Right.
Yeah.
I certainly hope that is the case, that you're, joining us now. And for some, it doesn't affect them. Others, the springing forward does. We're going to talk more about that in just a bit. Just ahead, we hear about a museum in northern Kentucky celebrating 75 years. Also, a look behind the curtain at live shows and concerts happening around town.
But first, let's see what's brewing in the tri-state.
Oh, and speaking of brewing, many people are brewing an extra cup of coffee. I just did. and waking up a little extra groggy on Monday morning after yesterday's time change.
But listen to this. A Kentucky lawmaker is trying to get rid of daylight saving time, but it's only for Kentuckians. For the second session in a row, Kentucky State Representative Stephen Doan filed a bill to make the state exempt from daylight saving time and avoid the spring forward. If Ohio did not follow suit, the tri-state would be split into 2 different times for part of the year. Doan says his inbox is filled up with obviously people on both sides of this debate.
People on one side saying this is the best bill ever, you're a godsend, and on the other side, I have people telling me that they're going to lose sunlight, that I'm taking sun away from them, and that their seasonal depression is going to get worse as a result.
Well, studies show that the time change and its darker mornings can have a negative impact on health. Data shows an uptick in heart attacks and strokes in the first few days after the time change as well. A similar bill was introduced in Indiana. On the federal level, Republican Senator Rick Scott of Florida reintroduced the Sunshine Protection Act in January. If passed, it would lock the clock and make daylight saving time the year-round standard. That means we'd stay an hour ahead year-round. So a lot of people seeming like on both sides coming together to make this happen.
Yeah, I just posted something this morning on my Facebook page to see how everyone was doing, and I asked you to share your thoughts. David says, and time change.
Simple.
I'm with you, David. Heather says, I want my blanket. No fair. She just wants to snuggle back up in the bed. I feel that too. And Danny says, hey, I'm retired. So it's a win-win situation. I sleep when I want. I eat when I want. I love that.
David, I'm going to send my kids to your house.
Right. I know. And I had some people saying, this has never affected me. I don't deal.
Wow, really?
But for people like us who get up so early in the morning, that extra hour getting up this morning,
it's
for you
tough.
probably it would be. You usually get up at 1, right?
Yeah.
So this morning it was midnight for
Getting
you.
up at midnight.
So you're feeling your body's, not feeling that great. And for some people it doesn't matter, but I know the kids. Do your kids?
Oh yeah.
Get
It
affected
takes
by
me almost a month for my kids to get
Really?
back
A month?
and feeling comfortable.
Okay.
Yeah. And we're pretty regular sleepers. We don't adjust their schedule.
Yeah.
Even in the summer, we barely adjust it. So that actually bites us a little bit because they're so routine. Then when we get this time change, we actually were trying to be smart about it. We got home from a soccer tournament and I told my husband, change all the clocks that you can find. I will too, so we can try and get them into bed early because we had to wake up early for a soccer tournament game the next morning. Literally, my middle was like, let me see your phone. Let me see what time it is on your phone. We're like,
He knows. Yep.
Yes.
He's at that age. He's like,
But
I know
I'm
it's on
exhausted.
phone.
I feel
know.
it. My body
too.
is just slower.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think tomorrow is going to be the worst for us. I think usually the first day you can use adrenaline to get through, but the second day it's going to be
it hits. It's
Yeah.
true.
All right, so good luck out there. Stay healthy and safe. Well, the Tri-State is celebrating St. Patrick's Day early this weekend. The Cincinnati St. Patrick's Day Parade is this Saturday. The parade steps off at noon from Marion Way. This year's Grand Marshal is Bengals legend and Hall of Famer Anthony Munoz. After the parade, there will be Irish dancing and music at the banks and plenty, of course, of green beer. That parade, I've been down there once before where Bob and I helped MC it, and it's so much fun. And I hope the weather's going to be nice.
This is a tough one.
This is a tough one because this week is going to be just absolutely perfect
Yes.
until Saturday, right?
And I feel like we always struggle
I
on this
know.
weekend. It's always one that everybody still shows up and shows out despite the weather, but Saturday we transition back to more shower and thunderstorm activity, and you've got more wind that makes it tough as well, but don't worry about that for now. And it's not going to be a complete washout on Saturday, but this week is glorious. We have 60s becoming 70s. Winds don't pick up until the second half of the week. We're not dealing with that wet weather until the weekend. But for your weekend plans, you could have some trouble with that shower and thunderstorm. Several rounds predicted. So make sure you have our Free Weather Authority app. Obviously, as we get closer, we're going to be able to pinpoint the timing, let you know when it's going to be heavier. If you can stand out there with an umbrella or a raincoat and have some fun and be just fine, we're going to let you know. But right now, it looks like some heavier rain will be late.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, we'll continue to
Not
watch
perfect.
that. Tara will watch
Yeah.
it for us, and she'll update us throughout the week, and we'll see how it goes there.
Yep.
Well, 2 former Frisch's restaurants are going to open this week. This is a little confusing, though. So as the Big Boy Restaurant Group debuts new Tri-State eateries. So they're going to be called Dolly's Burgers and Shakes, and they promise to serve up all of the familiar flavors that its parent company is known for. The first restaurant actually opens today in Blue Ash on Plainfield Road. Tomorrow, a second location opens in Anderson Township on Beachmont Avenue. The restaurant group shared these photos of the Blue Ash location. The company says the restaurant chain's efforts to defend its legal rights and operate as Big Boy are still ongoing. It says Dolly's signage, uniforms, and other branded material are still in production. The restaurants will be open daily from 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. So I was looking this up because I was like, why Dolly's? What does that mean? So Dolly is Big Boy's girlfriend.
I knew there had to be, I like it.
And I was like, what? Did they just make that up? But apparently there was a cartoon that came out a long time ago that the restaurant put out. You know how they have like little placemats and different things? There was a cartoon, and Dolly was the girlfriend, so they're calling it Dolly's, and they're still trying to fight for the name of Big Boy, and it's so confusing. Back the
past.
But it's going to be basically the same menu as Frisch's, and they're doing a breakfast bar at the locations that are opening. So that's one of the things that my family misses is the breakfast bar.
Yeah.
So they're bringing it back at these locations. The food will pretty much be the same. They're gonna have like a seafood bar for Lent as they used to do on Friday nights.
Nice.
So they're trying.
Well, and especially with so much bad news coming out of this world. To hear that they're opening new and they have a new vision, it's kind of like a new beginning for them.
And I don't know if they win this legal battle over the title and there's so much going on there, if they'll be able to rebrand it as a Big Boy or as a Frisch's Big Boy or how that will work.
Right.
But it's nice that we can still get the same food that we all love, or most of us love.
I wish we could see Dolly so you could draw her.
Oh, yep. We're gonna need a visual of Dolly at some point.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
If we're drawing the news on Friday, you need a visualization of Dolly.
That's true. We'll work on that.
All right. This is exciting. I wish it was this week. Oh, the weather's cooperating. All right. We are 17 days. There's our countdown.
We love a countdown calendar.
17 days until Reds opening day, but the team, it's going to be out one of their top prospects on opening day already.
Right.
So Cam Collier will have surgery on Thursday to repair a torn ligament in his left thumb. Manager Terry Francona says that he will keep Collier from hitting for about 4 to 6 weeks. That means that he could be seen mid-April before we actually get him on the field. Collier was injured when the Reds played the Cubs earlier this month. So we want to know, how are you feeling heading into the Reds season? Obviously, this feels a little bit like a bump in the road, but scan this QR code and get your vote in. Are you optimistic for the Reds 2025 season? Yes or no?
You know, what we love more than a countdown calendar or clock is a QR code. So scan that. It gets you participating with us and makes you part of the program. And 71% are optimistic, and I love that. Because why not? We've got great momentum going into the season.
Good young team.
New manager. So
yes,
I'm very excited.
Francona, Ellie, Hunter Green. I mean, there's just so much good.
I know,
it feels
no more injuries.
It feels good.
No more injuries before this season even starts. But
and hopefully
excited.
our pitching staff continues to be strong. And we don't have issues there.
Yeah, we got Reds coming up, and then there was a lot of Bengals stuff going on over the weekend and free agency and all that stuff.
Tough.
So we'll continue to update you on that stuff as it evolves.
We'll stay on the good side with the Reds.
Yeah, you
right
think
now.
sometimes with the Bengals that it's off season, there's not a lot to talk about, but I feel like every day there's going to be something to talk about.
I'm scared to talk anymore.
I know,
Bengals.
me too. But we're keeping our fingers crossed for good stuff. Time now is 8:09. Exciting shows take center stage. Just ahead, we go behind the curtain to look at a busy week of live productions. We'll be right back.
The good, the bad, and the ugly?
No, but that describes my teenage years perfectly.
Person, place, or thing. Today at 5 on Star 64.
When it comes to the feud,
if you built a love shack, what would you be sure to have in it?
you either nail it
A bad.
or fail it.
A big chicken. Kitchen.
You're gonna have a big chicken in there.
Family Feud.
Tonight starting at 5:30 on Star 64.
Hi, we're Upstreet, the local family-owned business that wants to buy your as-is house for cash. Is your home damaged or in foreclosure?
It doesn't matter, we'll buy it.
Have a rundown rental, inherited a house, or just want out of the home you live in?
It doesn't matter, we'll buy it.
We're here to help with any situation.
Plus you don't pay any fees.
That's right, it doesn't matter the situation. We'll buy your house for cash. Give us a call. We'd love to see your house in person today. Call 513-750-1111.
The Arctic air came.
Record low temperatures.
In the snow.
Massive snowfall.
So our customers couldn't. Now Big Sandy's having a snow emergency event. Save up to 50% off eligible mattresses with queen size starting at $199. Save $200 on a Sealy or Serta queen mattress. Now $499. Up to 30% off adjustable bases. And up to 5-year special financing with no money down. At Big Sandy's Superstore.
Garage door problems? Our door's open. Door not budging? Our door's open. Oh yeah, our door's closed too. A quality garage door and dependable service is more important than you think. Call 513-PDQ-DOOR.
This is the Big Bang.
All right, welcome back. It is another busy week for the performing arts in the Tri-State.
Yes, this morning we wanted to take a look at the live theater and music that you're going to be seeing on stage this week.
All right, here's just a few things. First, Step In takes to the stage at the Aronoff Center. Step Africa is a celebration of percussive dance styles practiced by historically African-American fraternities and sororities, traditional African dances, and contemporary dance. You can catch Step Africa at the Procter & Gamble Hall at the Aronoff Center tomorrow. 7:30 is the time, and tickets start at $20.
Obsessed. That's such a good show. All right, grab your umbrellas because we are singing in the rain. The classic musical is being reimagined at the Covedale Center for Performing Arts. Be prepared to see Technicolor costumes, show-stopping dance numbers, and an onstage rainstorm. I love that. Singing in the Rain opens on Thursday and runs through April 6th, a long-standing show there.
Yeah. And how about this? A touching play about love, heartbreak, and baseball cards. A new show by a local playwright is making its debut, and it's called Finding Mickey Mantle. A down-on-her-luck single mother's fortunes change when she finds a $1 million baseball card. The show was written by local writer Wendy Vogel as part of the Cincinnati Playwrights Initiative, and you can see Finding Mickey Mantle tomorrow at the Aronoff Center.
Wow.
Yeah, pretty neat, huh?
Yeah, that's amazing. Okay, the music of Jimi Hendrix takes over the Taft Theater. The Experience Hendrix Tour takes the stage tomorrow at 6:30. This musical tribute will take you through the late rocker star's massive catalog.
That'd be really cool.
Yeah.
And that's not the only tribute concert happening at the Taft this week. A show on Friday by the cover band The Fab Four is a musical tribute to who could it be? Of course, it's the Beatles. The show is marking the 60th anniversary of the Beatles' first trip to the U.S. Not only are they mimicking the sounds of the Beatles, but they are copying some of the band's famous looks. So you get kind of the full experience. Look at that. That's pretty cool. The full experience of the look, the sound, you know, if you've never got to see them, which most of us,
right,
you're watching and being around. I know there's some people have. When we've done questions before, they saw them when they came to Cincinnati. Yes, there were a couple of people here that have commented before that were able to see them.
Of those shows, which one would you see? If you had time.
I'd like to see the Jimi Hendrix Experience.
Yeah.
I think that would be really neat because I've seen some Beatles tribute type things before, but I've never seen somebody who could play like Hendrix, which I mean, I'm sure you would have to be in that tribute show. Yeah.
I would do Step In.
Oh, Step In too would be
Those
neat.
shows blow my mind. I just love them so much. You can like feel it from head to toe with them. It's so good.
The talent.
Yeah.
To be able to do that stuff is amazing.
Incredible. All right, we're at 8:15 for you here on a Monday morning. These little guys are the future of their species. Aren't they cute? They're beautiful. Just ahead, a very exciting update from the Cincinnati Zoo about their mission to save endangered birds.
Looking for the best deals during tax season? Long's Furniture has everything you need with incredible deals, including bedrooms, living rooms, home offices, dining rooms, kids' bedrooms, mattresses, and more. Long's Furniture also offers free layaway, no credit needed financing, and same-day delivery, so you don't have to wait to start enjoying your new furniture. Create the perfect space without breaking the bank. Only at Long's Furniture.
It's the Blue Compass RV Spring Blowout Sale. Pick your RV, pick your payment. With new RVs from $97 a month. Every RV comes with a 1-year VIP membership to RV Complete. A $5,000 value. Visit us online or in store today.
Right now at Polypro, we're running our 60-60-60 sale. So when you purchase your new concrete coating, you'll get a $60 Visa gift card plus either 60% off the installation or 60-month no interest financing. And when you call during this program, you'll also get up to 10 carbon fiber concrete stitches, which help reinforce cracks and stop them from spreading. A $350 value for free. This is one of our best deals of the year. So visit our website or call the number for your new floor from Polypro today.
At Economy Sales, we're 40% cheaper than anyone in town on a wide variety of shingles and flat roof materials. We also have a large selection of cabinets, vanities, flooring, and even full kitchen designs. Economy Sales, getting the job done right since 2006.
I'm Nick. And I'm Nate. And we're the local twin brothers, making it easy to sell your property. At CVG Homebuyers,
we make it hassle-free with an all-cash offer, and we close when you're ready. We're cash home buyers, so don't make any repairs and you don't pay any closing costs. We're local and we've dealt with every challenge: foreclosures, back taxes, and even vacant or inherited houses. You'll talk directly with Nick and I, and we'll put our experience to work for you.
Call 513-401-6447. That's 401-6447.
Oh, look. This is our Eagle Cam courtesy of Cardinal Land Conservancy. Is this mom or dad sitting proud? We've been watching this for a few weeks now, I feel like.
Yeah, we've been watching for probably about a month since they were building the nest, and I don't even think there were eggs when we started watching.
But nothing is hatched yet, right?
Not that I know
Not
of.
yet,
Not
yeah.
locally.
Not that I've seen. I mean, we've heard other eaglets.
Yeah, out in Big Bear, I know.
But still just sitting proud, it looks like, continuing to help out the nest.
Building the nest.
So beautiful.
I know,
I was
I'm
talking with
obsessed.
my kids about this. They're like, we don't have eagles around here. I'm like, yes, we do. It's pretty cool. Okay. If you're a dog owner, this might be your worst nightmare. Yeah, everything turns out okay, but an icy water rescue saves the lives of not one, but 2 dogs. A kayaker fishing on a river in Massachusetts springs into action to save 2 black labs that have fallen into the icy water. You can see it there. Oh, he's like right there on top of it. Oh. Fisherman Zach Lalonde was shooting a video for his YouTube channel when he noticed the dog struggling. The owner was ready to jump in after them, but Lalonde told him, hey, just wait. He paddled over to the dogs, pulling one onto his kayak after several attempts, and then helping the other one get on top of the ice, as you can see there. The other one was able to run all the way back, but you can see here he also had to take one in the kayak back to its owner. But that ice, I mean, I never understand these because you can clearly see that there's limited ice, that it can't be that strong if there's open water for a kayaker. You can't always control your animals,
Right.
especially if they're not on a leash, and clearly those weren't. Looks like a very open area, but like, just please put them on a leash when you've got open ice. Keep them safe, because then you put your own life in danger because they're your family, they're your babies, and you want to get them.
I know.
If they get into that cold water.
Yeah, we don't know the backstory. I mean, maybe they were hiking or something and they were far away from the water and the dogs just
found it
and took off and ran in real fast. But the fact that the kayaker was able to maintain balance while picking up a huge dog without falling over, and then rescue both of them. Thank goodness that kayaker was there and obviously experienced.
Right, angels among us.
Yeah.
I feel like when we always hear these beautiful stories of someone has an accident or a health scare on an airplane, and they're just the right
There's a
people
nurse right there or something,
that can save them immediately. Right. Like in that situation, that's exactly what they needed, and he was there.
And everything worked out okay, and everybody was safe. Thank goodness. Yeah. Well, that's not the only rescue we have to talk about this morning. Just listen to what a dad in Boston had to deal with.
So I was holding her over to see the turtles, and that's when I realized she was holding baby. And so I went to go grab baby, and she dropped her. My heart just stopped, and there were maybe like 70 people up there, and there was like a collective
Okay, before you freak out too much, let me tell you what baby is. So Eric Dahl's 2-year-old Madeline doesn't go anywhere without baby. Baby, the stuffed doll there. So imagine Dad, Eric Dahl's distress when her stuffy accidentally went kerplunk into the aquarium's great ocean tank.
Onto the turtle.
Right.
There.
So the turtles, Myrtle and Caroline, were smart enough to realize that baby wasn't actually food, but she did wind up taking a little bit of an unplanned ride. Look at that. As both of his kids went into a full-blown meltdown, behind the scenes, a team of divers sprung into action.
Carolina was going on her merry way, and it just so happened to be in the direction of the dive platform where we were able to get the doll back. So we just reached on down and grabbed it, and then we have some disinfecting stuff in the back of the house that we left it in to soak for about an hour. Honestly, that doll was cleaner after we were done with it before it hit the water.
They fished it out, they sanitized it, and they came over and gave it to Madeline, and she was ecstatic.
It's always amazing to see those smiles at the end of it.
That little voice, my baby.
This needs to be a book.
It does need to be a book.
It needs to be a book.
I'm fascinated with those turtles as well.
I wonder why they had to sanitize it.
The doll, to give it back to them?
Yeah.
Because among, who knows what kind of stuff is in the water.
I mean, I
there.
guess because she's holding it close,
Yeah.
and like that water always seems so clean.
Well, I'm sure it is, but I'm sure with who knows how many kind of animals are in there, and all different kinds of bacteria could grow.
Touch it and
that type of thing.
Yeah.
And I was kind of worried for the animals too, because when
It's true.
I've been to the Newport Aquarium here before, where I've gone back with the penguins, and you have to sanitize your shoes to be able to go back, because so you're not bringing in anything from the outside. So,
That's such
but
a good
maybe
point.
they have things in there that are already treating the water. I don't know, but I'm glad Stuffy Baby is okay. and-
Everybody, yeah. Did your son have a special item that he had to take
really
everywhere?
didn't.
Mine didn't either.
Yeah.
My dogs had more special bones that they cared more about than my kids have.
Yeah.
If we lost that bone, we were in trouble.
Yeah.
So I understand.
Keep track of that. Sure.
Yes. All right. A Cincinnati Zoo conservation mission appears to be a success. This is super cool. Last summer, the zoo released a group of Guang king fishers back into the wild. The hope was that these birds could bolster the nearly extinct population. The zoo says that the plan appears to be working. All of the birds that were born here in Cincinnati have partnered up with potential mates and are showing very promising signs of reproduction in the wild for decades to come.
Wonderful.
Our zoo is amazing.
Yes.
It has had so many awards. It's always at the top 3. I think San Diego's #1 right now, but we have been one. And the ability to constantly have new babies that are keeping so many species alive, like our zoo, it just blows me away.
We were voted the sexiest zoo
one
year,
sexiest
because of the reproduction possibilities that happen there. So yes, thank goodness they are continuing conservation efforts that they are always doing.
And the zoo blooms are starting.
When does that start? April 1st usually?
Yeah, I think it's April.
Okay, sometime around. So
that's
that'll be
my
soon. I know, it's so
favorite.
beautiful
You
when
have
all
to
the
go.
blooms are out there.
It's
Oh.
perfect during spring break too,
Yeah.
because that's something you can staycation with the kids. So put that on the list.
And you feel like you're somewhere else.
Away.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you really do, like on vacation.
So good.
All right, 4 European brown bears have ended their 3-month hibernation, marking the onset of spring. A statement from the Whipsnade Zoo outside London says the bunch is now playing, eating, even cooling off in their pool as they return to activity post-hibernation. Their diet includes meat, seasonal vegetables, and other foods to help rebuild muscle mass and prepare them for weight gain for the next hibernation. So they're starting from day 1 to prepare for the next hibernation.
That's my excuse too. I'm just constantly preparing for my hibernation.
Forget summer bodies. We're on to preparing for the next fall. Yeah.
Yes. But they don't actually look, you know how we see those really big bears and then we see them scary skinny.
Yeah.
They actually didn't seem that extreme. Maybe
Yeah,
it's
the
London.
zoo. Well, I wonder if the zoo helps them prepare for the hibernation period and gives them a lot more than they would get out in the wild.
Yeah,
maybe.
that's probably a good point.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Yeah, I'm
It's
glad
still
you
cool
looked
to
at
see. All right, always remember the Alamo, a saying that's familiar for San Antonio residents. Recently, it was discovered that the limestone used to build the structure in the 1700s came from below another famous tourist attraction in the city, the San Antonio Zoo. This is crazy. It's building a new gorilla habitat, and while moving rocks from the quarry, they found the same limestone. The Alamo is also under construction, undergoing a $550 million redevelopment and restoration, and they could use that original stone.
Super cool.
What are the odds?
I know. That's a neat looking facility too.
Incredible discovery.
Yeah.
I'd like some for my house, please. Thank
Yes,
you.
Thank you.
Yeah, Mother Earth gave it to us for free, right? It's
Yeah.
free.
So many cool stories there.
Yeah, some good stuff happening. All right, well, we've got 825 celebrating 75 years of learning. We hear how the new and improved Beringer-Crawford Museum is celebrating its big birthday. That's coming up next on ARC Cincinnati.
Nobody beats Windows Direct USA's buy 3, get 3 free offer. Plus, you can get a whole house of windows for just $99 a month at
Okay, so who started this awkward age business? Is it awkward that I like dance now and then? That I like doing my own thing? Is it awkward that I'm no longer that little kid? That maybe mom's not quite ready for this? Okay, so it's awkward. And I'm all right with that.
The bigger they get, the more they need a little adventure.
That was so cool.
Attention viewers of the CW Cincinnati. Watch The Truth of God with Pastor Gino Jennings of the First Church of Our Lord Jesus Christ every Sunday morning at 9 a.m. You won't want to miss the dynamic preaching and teachings of Pastor Jennings as he speaks the truth from God's Holy Bible. Watch The Truth of God Sunday mornings at 9 a.m. exclusively on the CW Cincinnati. You can also watch The Truth of God 24/7 on the TOG.TV.
Your local Ford dealer presents America's all-time best-selling SUV, Ford Explorer. The rugged and capable Bronco family. The fun, fuel-efficient Ford Escape. And the spirited all-electric Mustang Mach-E. Want more? See your local Ford dealer. Now, get a new Ford Explorer with $2,000 total cash, only from your local Ford dealer.
Garage door problems? Our door's open. Door not budging? Our door's open. Oh yeah, our door's closed too.
Quality garage door and dependable service is more important than you think. Call 513-PDQ Door.
We go where no other show dares. Tell her the truth! I didn't murder my wife. The Steve Wilkos Show.
Today at 4 on Star 64.
Love your bathroom again with stunning styles from Bass Direct USA. Experience all the features and comfort of a new walk-in shower. Visit us at
BassDirectUSA.com. Person, place, or thing. Today at 5 on Star 64.
We got some fun and excitement in the way of celebration. 75 years for the Beringer-Crawford Museum in Devou Park, as they've been entertaining curious minds for a long time.
Yeah, here to talk about how the museum is marking its diamond anniversary is Curator of Collections Jason French and Executive Director Lori Risch. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Thanks for getting up early.
I know, on this day after the time change. Yeah. Let's talk about the museum itself for people who have maybe heard of it but never been. Give us an overview of the Beringer-Crawford.
So Beringer-Crawford is really all about northern Kentucky, the region and how it relates to the Ohio River Valley. So we have anything from minerals, fossils, to Civil War, to river heritage, to art, to everything that's kind of all centered, come to Beringer-Crawford and learn about the region, learn about northern Kentucky and the people and how it's developed through the years.
Okay. So how it's changed over the years is what I want to hear about. This isn't just a museum for older adults. This is for kids and older. So tell us about how that progression has happened through the years.
I think we've always had a focus on youth, even when it first began with Ellis Crawford. He had took youth out on archaeological digs. We're still doing. We have a program that's starting, Crawford's Curators in Training.
Cool.
So it's to be able to get youth back involved. We do any kind of preschool programs. Actually, all of our tours are from pre-K all the way up. So we can do adults, we can do children, and I'll let you talk about how we started.
Yeah.
It's a fascinating story, but there was a local collector and world traveler. He was a sportsman, and when he had passed away, his name was William Beringer. And when he had passed away, his family donated his collections to the city. Well, the city had the old Devou mansion in Devou Park. And
that's how it looked.
That was, they were always looking for something to do with that building. So with his collections, they added his collections in the museum. They hired Ellis Crawford to run the museum, and it was really, at the time, it was a very much natural history focused and archaeology, and it ran that way for a couple of decades.
And some curiosities.
And some
like our two-headed calf, and the hairball from a cow's stomach, and the world's tiniest dog. So there's those things as well.
Which I'm sure the kids in particular love when you get to see things like that.
Yeah.
Now, when you celebrate 75 years, what kind of special things do you have going on this year?
So we are just at the very beginning, where our great curators here. We have a team of 3 that have put together exhibits and focusing on the beginning of the museum with a lot of that with the Crawford items and Beringer items. And then they're currently working on a timeline, so that's going to be taking everybody through the decades of how the museum has changed, or how the community has evolved, for that matter, too. And then we have all kinds of birthday bashes coming up and different programs and activities, so there'll be something happening all year long.
I love it. I want to hear a little bit about you two. I always love for people that dive into a community project like this and continue to make it better and better for future generations. So how did you all get involved with the museum?
I answered an ad out of a newspaper.
I love it.
39 years ago.
Yeah.
And I started as a programs coordinator, so in education. And then when the director who hired me left and went up east, the board asked me to become the executive director. So, and that's what I've been doing now for the past however many years that is. But, you know, it's been very exciting because the museum has grown so much, and got to be involved in with our expansion project that we did, and have been able to hire great people like Jason.
Yeah. Jason, how did you get started?
You know, I started out as a volunteer. I'd been in the museum world locally for a while, but I had always heard good things about Beringer-Crawford Museum, and I had a friend that was the curator at the time, and I started working with her and really fell in love with the place, fell in love with its history. It reminded me of all the history of the early museums that used to be in Cincinnati 200 years ago. And I just fell in love with the collections and the being surprised by things. Not that anything jumps out at you when you open up a box, but there's always something that we come across that it's just like, how did this get here? Why do we have this?
Our World War II Japanese grenade.
Yeah, we recently had an interesting experience with a Japanese grenade from World War II. It was inert, but we had to err in the side of caution and get the bomb squad in just to make sure.
So you just get donations like that?
I was going to say, how do you get to, do people show up and say, I found this the other day in my grandpa's basement, is this something you could use?
Do you know there's only 2 items in that whole museum that we've ever purchased.
Wow.
Everything has been donated by the community members. Yeah.
And that's part of what makes it special,
Exactly.
right? I mean, it's a place
It
for the
belongs to
community, by the
everybody.
community.
Yes.
I feel like that's a wife saying, we need to clean out the basement. You need to donate some of this stuff, and then you get these treasures. That's pretty awesome.
They are treasures. It does feel like we're our very own little pirate treasure chest.
Jason, what are you most excited about that's coming up as part of this 75th? Or even if it's not, exhibits coming up or things that you're doing?
You know, I get excited about the stories. And Beringer-Crawford has this wonderful story. So as we've laid out our exhibits this year, we've pulled out things that are large collections that we don't normally get to display. We've really worked to tell the stories of our community through our collections. And for me, that's exciting. I'm all about the story. An artifact is just there to anchor a story. And I enjoy that.
Love it. So where can we find more information about all the fun and the celebrations?
Website and our social media post, but our website is bcmuseum.org. And if you just searched, Facebook or Instagram and every place else for Beringer-Crawford, you'll find it.
Yeah, and some of those camps are still open too? Maybe. So check those out fast.
They're filling.
Okay.
I think the young one has filled.
Okay.
And so we're contemplating whether to open another one.
Okay.
But right now I think they're the ones that are very close, and I think the one is filled.
Okay. Good to know.
We're seeing all kinds of variety there as we were looking at the website of things you do. Well, thank you so much for stopping in and telling us all about it. Let us know throughout the 75th anniversary celebration what we can do to help you
Absolutely.
Let people
and
know
come
all the
on
great
over
programming.
and everybody come to visit us. We love to have.
Sounds like a good spot for me to bring out-of-towners.
Absolutely.
To
Not
learn
only
about
just
the
for
area.
us, but
Absolutely. And we have
everybody.
outdoor areas too with our nature play for kids. So
Love
it's a wonderful area.
Couldn't be a more beautiful setting too,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks for being here.
Time now is 8:36. We hate to say we told you so, but that might be the case here. We have an update to the planning of the Fyre Festival 2. The saga continues.
Will there be or will there not?
Quantum mechanics? Cool. Penny is your neighbor? The coolest. The Big Bang Theory. Cool redefined.
Tonight at 7 on Star 64.
On the next Young Sheldon.
My childhood is ending. Mom and Dad are unemployed. Georgie's having a child. How does the future not concern you?
I guess there's stuff I'm looking forward to.
Like what?
Getting married. Hopefully to Vanilla Ice.
You want to marry a snow cone?
The next Young Sheldon.
Tonight at 7:30 on Star 64.
I'm Nick. And I'm Nate. And we're the local twin brothers, making it easy to sell your property. At CVG Homebuyers, we make it hassle-free with an all-cash offer, and we close when you're ready. We're cash home buyers, so don't make any repairs, and you don't pay any closing costs. We're local, and we've dealt with every challenge: foreclosures, back taxes, and even vacant or inherited houses. You'll talk directly with Nick and I, and we'll put our experience to work for you.
Call 513-401-6447. That's 401-6447.
Rain, sleet, or snow, don't choose favorites. They love every house, no matter the color or area they're located. And there's no magic umbrella that's going to protect your basement's foundation. Moisture is going to find you, but we're going to find you too. EverDry Waterproofing. From the city to suburbs and even the most rural areas, EverDry Waterproofing will be there, wherever you live. Rain's not picky, but you should be. Call the industry leader, EverDry Waterproofing, for a free home inspection today. Remember, it's not dry
until it's EverDry.
Ever since Kimora was a little girl, she had her sights set on the sky, and Spectrum Internet brought the sky to her fingertips. As Kimora grew, her dreams grew with her, evolving and elevating with unlimited connectivity made possible by Spectrum Internet. Switch to Spectrum Internet Advantage for just $20 per month with a 3-year price guarantee. Call 1-833-839-0138. The sky was never the limit for Kimora. Let your dreams take flight and live life unlimited.
Look at that. Oh. We saw that movie. It was super cute. Let's take a look at who topped the box office this weekend. Paddington in Peru fell to 5th place. The Monkey made just shy of $4 million, taking the number 4 spot. And Last Breath floated down to 3rd. After 3 weekends on top, Captain America: Brave New World dropped to 2nd. $8.5 million now gives the Marvel movie a domestic total of $177 million. And Mickey 17, it's been the talk around here. It's number 1. Robert Pattinson stars in the sci-fi satire, which debuted with $19.1 million. And I've only seen Paddington.
Oh, I was going to say, I haven't seen
Captain America.
You did see Captain America?
Yeah.
Did you like it?
Oh, so good.
Yeah. I know. I cannot believe my son has just been so busy lately. We all have that. I just haven't had a chance, but there's several movies there that I want to see. And
Paddington's actually really cute. I don't know that I loved the first 2, but I really did. I loved this one. Okay. Yeah, you get a lot more background, and it's really cute. Neat. Yeah, there's like 20 plus books or something. So I don't know how long they will continue to keep the movies up, but my theater was full. So it feels like people still love it.
Yeah, well, good. I'm glad to see people keep continuing to go back to the movies. Yes. Well, Michelle Pfeiffer is set for an exciting time in Hollywood. The actress is set to be celebrated on April 25th with a handprint and footprint ceremony at the TCL Chinese Theater. The event is part of this year's TCM Classic Film Festival, which is showcasing her 1989 film. Oh my goodness, I love this movie so much. The Fabulous Baker Boys. That role earned Pfeiffer an Oscar nomination and a Golden Globe Award.
See, I see Dangerous Minds for her. I don't know that movie.
You never saw Fabulous Baker Boys?
Oh, no, it's so good.
She's so good in that, yes. But Dangerous Minds.
I think Dangerous Minds, but I think Michelle Pfeiffer.
Did she get nominated for that too?
I don't know.
I don't remember, but that movie, that was very impactful.
You can't forget.
Right, you cannot forget that one for sure.
Yes.
She's, still going. In the last Ant-Man movie, she looked amazing.
She doesn't. Our last guest told Jen that she doesn't age, and I feel like Michelle Pfeiffer is one of those too. She doesn't seem to.
She's just amazing. So does that mean that this will be her? And that's not a star. This is a handprint. I was going to say, how has she not had something like that before? But
I always wonder how they pick them for any of this, because it doesn't seem to be tied to as much as you would expect.
I don't know.
But anyway, congratulations to her. Yeah. All right, Dolly Parton is honoring her late husband with a new song. Oh man, this is beautiful. Carl Dean, he died Monday at the age of 82 last Monday. He was with Parton for 60 years. She released the track, If You Hadn't Been There, Friday and dedicated to Dean. She said on social media that Dean, quote, will always be the star of my life story. Dean largely stayed out of the spotlight despite Parton's decades of stardom. The singer said some of her biggest hits, including Just Because I'm a Woman and Jolene, were inspired by Dean.
Someone tried to steal Dean.
Really?
Yeah, Jolene. Yeah.
Oh, yes, that's true. Yes.
So I'm heartbroken for her. 60 years
60 years
together.
is a long time. It's a beautiful life together.
No.
It's never enough. It's
No.
never enough.
No.
But I feel like I couldn't find, did she have this written well before his death?
That I don't know.
I don't know either. But it just, she's so masterful with words. I could see something this big in her life allowing her to write.
And,
you know what I mean?
yeah, sometimes people heal
articulate
through
it. Yeah,
that
through
type
their-
of
through
art, through their
music.
art. Yeah. And so I don't know though, but
I want to hear it.
I do too. And Dolly, I just feel for her.
It's so hard. It's so hard. Yeah.
Well, Ringo Starr is getting by with a little help from his friends. He's taking country music's biggest stage in tonight's special Ringo and Friends at the Ryman. The 2-hour special celebrates the music and legacy of the former Beatle with performances and duets from his decades-long career. Special guests include Mickey Guyton, Brenda Lee, and many more. You can catch it tonight on Local 12 at 8. That'll be great.
I feel like we're always getting those kind of specials.
I feel like that's kind of the new thing,
Yeah.
is that they're doing a lot of those, which I like.
Me too.
You know, you get a lot of regular programming, but then to throw some of these musical specials in, especially celebrating people like him, who have so much history and so
Right,
much
and
music
so
to
many
share,
songs.
and so many friends that are going to be part of that. So
It's true.
it'll be neat to see some of those
Yeah.
compilations.
Check it out tonight.
Okay, we promised you that we would stay on top and we would be tracking this, but in the surprising turn of events, many online are claiming, shockingly, that the Fyre Festival is a scam. Say it. Is it so? The follow-up to the now infamous festival was set to take place in Mexico at the end of May. That's coming up. And tickets are on sale now. However, Mexican officials say they have no knowledge of this
my
event
goodness.
and that they have not given permits to the festival. And listen to this published coordinates on the Fyre Festival site. They point to a location where it's supposed to be taking place. Well, that location happens to be in the middle of the ocean. Festival organizer Billy McFarland, I'll remind you, served a 4-year prison sentence after pleading guilty to charges of wire fraud related to the catastrophic 2017 event. Only one performer has been announced for Fyre Festival 2, and that is former Tampa Bay Buccaneers wide receiver Antonio Brown. Okay.
I feel like there's no
I would also
words
like to point out that our
at this
own
point.
production assistant Eric, as he announced here first on
Yes.
ARC Cincinnati,
He got tickets?
he has agreed to perform as well.
Oh, okay. Do
if
we know
they
his
would like him.
talent?
No,
Oh.
I don't think he knows his talent. But the way this is going,
Maybe he's going to throw the football around with Antonio.
yeah, I think Antonio is going to rap.
Oh, okay.
So take that for what you want, and then they could have a football tossing show.
What?
I just don't understand. And the tickets start at like $1,000. They start at $1,000, and then they go up to $1 million.
I'm very, very seldom at a loss of words, and I feel like no one in their right mind is going to trust this man.
I feel like this is an episode of The Office, and it's Michael Scott
It's like
organizing,
It's a joke.
you know, some sort of thing that it's just not, we know it's not going to work
It's never
out.
gonna happen.
Yeah. But okay, well, again, we are staying very much on top of the Fyre Festival
Because it deserves
because it deserves it. We want to know.
It deserves it, and so do you. For all those that have purchased tickets, I feel like you need to know if this is going to happen or
Right.
not. It's in limbo, I feel. Okay. The World Video Game Hall of Fame, has revealed its 12 finalists for the year. These games have withstood time and have global fan bases and have influenced pop culture. Some finalists you may recognize include Angry Birds, Frogger, NBA 2K, and Tamagotchi. The class of 2025 will be enshrined May 8th. Voting online closes in 1 week. Tamagotchi.
Frogger, baby.
Did you love Tamagotchi?
Atari?
I see Atari.
I never got into the Tamagotchi stuff.
Oh my gosh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, you had to keep them alive?
Yep,
They'd
that
wake
was
you up
after,
in the middle of the night?
I think my sister may have had that.
Oh,
or
yeah,
my
I definitely
brother,
had.
but I was into the Atari, for
Yes.
sure.
Loved
And
Atari.
I loved me some Frogger.
I
And
love
there's-
Angry Birds too.
I've never ever played that. I don't know what you do in Angry Birds.
Oh, it's funny. You fling. There's pigs and birds, essentially, is what it is, and you're just flinging them across the screen.
Okay.
It's funny, but then movies are actually super cute.
Right, I've seen some of the Angry Birds movies.
Yeah.
I've never played the game. But I will go to the arcade in Westwood and play Frogger there. And they have all kinds of, they have a mix of old
Retro.
school games and new games and pinball and all kinds of cool stuff.
It's funny. My son, my oldest, is very into video games. He makes games. He is playing an old school, but it's brand new. It looks old school. It's pixelated football game. And I'm like, what?
Is it on one of the little handheld things?
Yes. And I'm like, why?
I don't know, but I feel like those are making a resurgence
They
all of a sudden
are.
with the younger
it's
kids.
funny how retro comes back and is the cool thing when we were like, we went away from this look because it's terrible.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe I don't know what about it would kind of how
Attract.
it started. Maybe they're watching somebody on
don't
social
know.
media play it, and then it's
But I
having
mean,
a resurgence. I don't know.
it is an old look, but it is literally a new game.
Oh,
Why it
oh.
would choose that pixelated look? So I'm just
if
saying.
you know, let us know.
Yeah, if you understand it, let us know. All right, we've got 8:48. We are going to be coming back with the question of the day that you guys love to
yes.
have.
And we got to think of one, Tara.
Oh yeah, no idea.
We'll work on that in the
We'll be
commercial.
back.
Have you always had trouble with your weight? Me too.
Discover the power of Wegovy.
With Wegovy, I lost 35 pounds. And some lost over 46 pounds.
And I'm keeping the weight off.
I'm reducing my risk.
Wegovy is the only weight management medicine proven to reduce risk of major cardiovascular events such as death, heart attack, or stroke in adults with known heart disease and obesity.
Don't use Wegovy with semaglutide or GLP-1 medicines or in children under 12. Don't take if you or your family had MTC, MEN2, or if allergic to it. Tell your provider if you plan to have surgery or a procedure, are breastfeeding, pregnant, or plan to be. Stop taking and get medical help right away if you get a lump or swelling in your neck, severe stomach pain, or any of these allergic reactions. Serious side effects may include pancreas inflammation and gallbladder or severe stomach problems. Call your prescriber if you have any of these symptoms. Wegovy may cause low blood sugar in people with diabetes, especially if you take medicines to treat diabetes. Call your prescriber about vision changes, if you feel your heart racing while at rest, or if you have mental changes. Depression or thoughts of suicide may occur. Common side effects include nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, constipation, stomach pain, flu or upset, headache, feeling tired, dizzy or bloated, gas, and heartburn. Some side effects lead to dehydration, which may cause kidney problems.
With Wegovy,
I'm losing weight,
I'm keeping it off.
and I'm lowering my CV risk.
Ask your prescriber about Wegovy.
Did they just hop from a baseball game to a show on Max without leaving DirecTV?
It's like all their apps and channels are connected.
Oh, it's all connected. Shows, movies, sports, cooking shows. Oh my God.
Is she talking to us?
Tell me, how does DirecTV put all your favorite stuff on one home screen? Uncanny content suggestions based on your watch history? Or mind control?
Were you recently electrocuted?
A better way to watch whatever you want to watch. Well, I, for one, am intrigued.
Right now at Polypro, we're running our 60-60-60 sale. So when you purchase your new concrete coating, you'll get a $60 Visa gift card plus either 60% off the installation or 60-month no interest financing. And when you call during this program, you'll also get up to 10 carbon fiber concrete stitches, which help reinforce cracks and stop them from spreading. A $350 value for free. This is one of our best deals of the year. So visit our website or call the number for your new floor from Polypro today.
Ooh, look at that sunshine. We've got the Covington Cam on top of the Radisson, overlooking the brilliant, bright sunshine. I love those blue skies. It's gonna warm up today to a high of 64 degrees. This is just the beginning of an incredible warm up for the Tri-States. We'll talk more on that forecast coming up in the 9 o'clock hour of ARC Cincinnati. So make sure and join us on Local 12 and Star 64 for that next round of fun with more ladies. But a theft suspect in Florida went to extremes to cover up a crime.
Okay, so police say he stole a $770,000 pair of diamond earrings and stashed them in his mouth.
Yikes.
This is the x-ray showing the earrings that had, made his way to the stomach. Surveillance video captured the moment when he's accused of swiping them from a Tiffany store in Orlando. He was later arrested in Texas. I don't want to know.
Nobody wants those earrings
how
anymore.
they got them back either.
That would tear up.
It would.
Your insides.
So did they have to do surgery?
Extract them?
Okay, there it is. But so...
And could you imagine that moment when you're like, I'm going to hide these in my mouth. It's going to be no big deal. And then all of a sudden you swallow and they're gone. And you're like, oh my God.
Yeah.
I need help. I can't get help. Right. I did this to myself.
Oh yeah, you saw him right there. That was the first time I got to actually see it, steal the diamonds and just run with them. Holy cow.
Not a good idea. Criminals.
Yeah.
So smart. Okay. All right, let's talk about late fees. A New Jersey woman found an old library book that her grandfather borrowed 99 years ago.
I think this is cool.
Homemade Toys for Boys and Girls was supposed to be returned in 1926. Mary Cooper decided to return the book. Thankfully, she didn't have to pay the tab of $18,000 in fines for the book being returned late. Decades late.
Okay, that right there, keep this video going for a second. I wonder if they're going to show the front again, where this is going to play into the question of the day that we're going to ask you. But in the front, they showed you like the card where you, I guess they're probably not, but they showed you like where you write down
card,
the library, where you would check it out and you put your initials and everything. It struck me the other day when I was with some kids, and here maybe we'll see it now. Anybody watching right now probably knows what we're talking about.
Yes, the library
card.
But
the kids didn't know. They were like, what's this? Why is this in this book? So I guess they don't do that anymore.
Yeah,
they write
because it's all scanned.
Yeah. So they don't write. They're like,
was
why
one
are
of my
people writing there? They're like,
favorite
this is
things.
bad. People are writing in this book, and we're like, oh no, that's where you used to.
Yeah.
You're right. Writing in the library book would be
It's
bad.
bad.
But in this case, it would be where that's how we used to check it out.
And if you had an angry librarian, she would
there it is.
she'd
The
stamp
card.
it down really
Remember?
hard.
Yeah,
you know,
she'd
the
get mad at you,
stamp.
especially if you were like bad at returning library books, and she knew it.
Especially
Like, there's that Jen
$18,000.
At Jen Dalton. She
Could you
checks out
imagine-
17 books at a time. She's always late returning them.
Could you imagine finding a book like that old?
Yeah, that's really cool.
That is super. I don't know that I would have brought it back. I probably would have just kept it. I've been like, this is mine. We've inherited
I think it's
this.
sweet though that she brought it back.
It is sweet.
Yeah.
That's super cool.
So before we get to our question today, we didn't have time to get to this on Friday. On Thursday though, we asked you, who is your favorite villain or fictional bad guy? Because we were talking about John Cena and how he has gone bad in the WWE.
I needed just understanding of that one.
I know, and I didn't know how they would respond, but they certainly
came
responded.
through.
They came through. So Eileen says, Cruella de Vil from 101 Dalmatians. Anyone who harms or picks on animals is mean.
It's true, they're the worst. All right, this one is Barb. Any man who opposed John Wayne in his westerns, they were all bad guys. And Wendy says, I absolutely love Angelina Jolie as Maleficent.
I have not seen that movie
Oh,
where
it's
she's
so good.
Maleficent. I bet she's great.
Really
Yeah. Dave says Boba Fett from The Empire Strikes Back. He only had 4 lines in the movie, but became one of the most iconic characters in the galaxy.
It's true.
Definitely the coolest.
My kids loved Boba Fett.
Yeah.
It's true. All right, we're thinking of a question for today. We're hoping that
hoping it makes sense.
Makes sense and is easy.
We were looking at the library. We were talking about the retro game making its comeback.
Yeah.
And then we were looking at the library where it was kind of retro to write your name in the
library
book, and that's how you would check it out, and they would
Yeah.
track who returns it and the date and everything. So our question today is, what retro thing from your childhood would you bring back now? Would you bring back like leg warmers? I would not, personally, or jelly bracelets or jelly shoes.
Amber just said
even
Webkins.
Amber would bring back the Webkins. Guys behind the cameras. Anything that you would bring back?
Pop Tropica.
What is it?
What?
Heelys.
Heelys with the rollers.
Oh, with the roller thing
bottom?
on the bottom, Heelys. And Anthony, what'd you say?
Pop Tropica.
I don't even know what Pop
Tropica.
Tropica is. It's a computer game. Okay.
I would like to bring back this. What did you say, AJ?
Club Penguin. I don't know what that is either. Is that a game?
Oh yeah.
Computer
Okay,
game. Oh my
these are all
gosh.
games.
I like the see-through phones, the like landlines where you could see all the wires, and they were like, I like those. That was cool.
Yeah.
Lame,
I don't know what else. No, that's not. I mean, some of these things from childhood.
Did you
even
play
though-
Duck Hunt when you were a kid?
Not at home.
Oh man,
At the
I love that
arcade.
game too. Oh,
Yeah.
you played it in the arcade, so
Yeah.
it's already been brought back. So I can't
Well,
say that.
I mean, I don't know if it's brought back, but like in some of these places where they're preserving some of these games or keeping them there, you know what I mean? Aw, okay. So what would you bring back?
Let us know.
Yeah.
The Barbie, remember you were Barbie one year for Halloween?
Yeah. The Barbie styling head.
You need to bring that back.
Do they not have it?
I don't think so.
All right, there we go. I would bring back
Girls
the
don't
Easy
have
Bake
time
Oven.
to do that. They're on their phone.
I still have my Easy Bake Oven.
I love that too. They kind of try to bring that back.
If you're at home right now and you're suffering from burning, tingling, or numb feet, you need to pay special attention to this next segment as we discuss neuropathy.
What is neuropathy?
Peripheral neuropathy is actually nerve damage to the feet and the legs primarily.
And what are the symptoms?
The major symptoms we see are numbness, burning, muscle cramps, problems with your balance.
Is neuropathy treatable?
Absolutely treatable, and we can get some great results.
If you're experiencing burning, tingling, numbness, coldness in your feet or hands, or have balance issues, call today for your nerve damage screening. Your nerve damage screening will tell you if you're at risk for serious complications and if you're a candidate for our innovative treatment program. Don't wait until your symptoms are so severe there is nothing that can be done. End-stage neuropathy leaves people confined to walkers, wheelchairs, and even amputations. The first 25 callers will receive a free nerve damage screening. Act now.